Hey, AJ from the Moto Academy here, and today I am in my Uncle Scott's shop, undisclosed location in Connecticut, and this shop over the years has turned into like the Catanzaro racing shrine. So we're going to do a quick little tour. I'm going to show you guys around. I haven't planned this ahead of time, and what happens is every time I'm in here I just find something new in an old photo or a cool old item that I didn't know existed. So we're going to take a walk around, and I'm just going to show you guys some random things and tell you the stories behind it. Grant, well, I'm just going to start with this, dude. 17 years old, that was my first kill. What is that, a groundhog?
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah.
Look at how shred city I was at 17. And look how many tattoos I had at 17. Questionable. But I was shred city. Do you know who these characters are? Oh my god, I've never seen this. Grant Langston.
Yeah.
Jason Thomas. And look at my bush of a freaking haircut. Look at how pasty I was. Huh. Oh my god. Here's me in Germany. 15 years old. Watching a photo shoot take place. Whoopsie daisy. Up here. We've got, that was my first and only hole shot. I think I got the hole shot at Paula 450 class. That Dungy behind me. Held him off for a lap. Then got passed by absolutely everybody. Let's see, what do we got over here? Do we have anything good? Oh, check this out. This is when I peaked. Pelini 50 days. If you know, you know. AJ wins again. Ponca City, Oklahoma. The 130 machine, so I would run 130, I think, at Ponca City, and then I was 30 everywhere else. I think it was NMA was what it was called. Oh, here's more Germany action. So I raced German Supercross in 2010, apparently, according to this. Got a podium in Chemnitz. That's Muskin's brother, I think. And then I cannot remember who that is at all. Can't remember who for the life of me.
Oh, New England.
Oh, shout out. Dowdy. Wow, look at the No Fear shirt. Kidding me? Kidding me? Oh, over here. Again, Pelini days. We got the factory Pelini trailer. I was on the trailer. That's kind of cool. No Fear gear. M2R helmet. Spy goggles, custom painted helmet. Oh, this kind of does some justice too with the kits. So that's Mikey C. It's my brother. That was his one and only race probably. And then look at the kit. We got the No Fear gear, custom painted chest protector, custom painted helmet, butt patch, Kawasaki down the back of the legs, full factory. And what's hilarious about this picture, my bikes were always stock, but like look at how stickered, like so many stickers, and it just looks factory, but yet not a single thing actually done to make it faster. Let's see what's over here. What's up, everybody? AJ from the Moto Academy here. We have just released new content inside of the Moto Academy app. If you want one-on-one training in motocross, enduro, anything two wheels, go to club.themotoacademy.com. Train online with us today. Oh wait, you gotta watch out up top because we'll get some stuff up top. Custom painted helmet. Somebody did that for me in Australia. Went to Australia in 2014 maybe, to race Manjimup, which is a race in Western Australia, and I would love to go back. It was amazing. And somebody did I wish I could get that thing down, a ridiculously good job painting that helmet. So thank you, whoever did it. I can't remember. But that was a fun trip, really fun trip. There we go. This is it. Does it say my name on it? Oh, I'm gonna break something. Oh yeah. AJ Cat 30. How cool. This is my first New England Motocross Association, my first NEMA jacket. This thing is sick. I want to save this and then give it to, when we have a son, I want to give this to my son. This is really cool.
Yeah.
I never really looked at that. Check out, my first set of boots. What brand are these bad boys? Mr. Motorcycle? Dang. Mr. Motorcycle. And then that up there, the rocker. Even that, look at it, it's custom painted. It has Albert on the front. That was technically my first bike. So like when I was a baby, that's what I was on for a rocker. Which my dad already went and got Millie, our daughter, Strider, which they come on like a base that's like a rocker type thing, which is cool. Dude, there's so many things. This is Loretta's 2008, I think. Do you recognize that guy?
That's Barsha, right?
Yeah, Justin Barsha. I think he got 3rd overall. I got 2nd, and then Travis Baker, who used to be super fast, won. That was my first year of big bikes at Loretta's, and I got 2nd and 3rd, which was unexpected, especially because that class was stacked. Oh, we're over here. This is my first ever playing card. Albert, AJ, Catanzaro. Check me out in the P-Dub. Oh, we got stats on the back.
Ooh.
3 years old. Albert from Middlefield, Connecticut. Youngest member of the New England Motorcycle Association. That's cool. Didn't know that. Also skis and golfs. But is happiest tooling around the track on his dirt bike. Motocross future star. That's kind of cool, huh?
Yeah, that's sweet.
This thing is in pristine condition.
Yeah.
We gotta get this in a freaking...
That's gotta get framed in a sleeve.
We gotta get that in a sleeve. Oh, hang on.
Oh.
Do you recognize that bike?
I can't really see it.
Can you see it in the camera?
No.
Let's see if we can pull it out of here. Can you guess what that bike is?
It looks like the KDX.
That's the KDX.
Is it?
That is the KDX.
Coming soon.
The KDX coming back to life very soon. There's me. Looks like my dad's about to land on me. So that sounds about right. That sounds about right. Yeah, KDX, we're waiting on suspension and wheels. Talon is sending wheels. Stapes is sending suspension from California. I think both have shipped. So KDX should be done very soon, which is exciting. Picture from Rocky Hill.
Fatty.
CTMX. I never called it CTMX, though. I always called it Rocky Hill. I probably missed that track more than any other track ever. This is going to be a video for like people that know me from back in the day, because this is just like going down memory lane. What else do we got over here? This is, I went fishing one time.
Cow.
This is the first and only fish I ever caught. Can you believe that?
It's like a whale.
It was a drumfish. It was 75 pounds. First and only fish. And I retired after that. Oh, shout out DJ Mikey C. My brother was national champion, BMX. I think back-to-back years. I feel like he won 2 national championships in BMX. Then he retired. He had a short career. Oh, there we go. That's cool. Didn't know that existed.
Yep.
Arena Cross West Coast Championship. So that was my first year pro. Won the championship in that. That was fun. And that's kind of like what ultimately then got me a sponsorship for Supercross, and it's what started everything, which was quite cool. Anything else over here?
Oh, the other Polini picture.
Oh, more Factory Polini action. If you know, whoa.
Oh.
If you know, you know. Factory Polini. Who are my teammates? I know Josh Greco rode for Polini. There's a couple other guys that I forget. Just random. This is just on the pool table. This is my jersey from Houston last year when I made the main. Had a front tire. Thought I had a front tire, but wasn't totally sure. And so I checked it going into the fastest turn on the track and just immediately on the ground. And then got ran over by my bike. So that was cool. Just a just a ghillie suit. And what is this, a rocket launcher?
Yeah, looks like it. Yep.
Is it? I wonder. So many cool items. My friends and I used to put this ghillie suit on and just like do funny nonsense trying to scare people with the ghillie suit. Shout out TP. Look at how big this jersey is. To AJ, keep flying high. That's cool. So my dad, story behind this, and there's a photo over there that I'll show you, a poster. My dad sent a letter to the Pastranas somehow, and Travis's mom, I think, got the letter and then had Travis sign this jersey, and then they sent a photo from X Games of him jumping into the bay and signed it to AJ Keep Flying High. So that was because this was in my room when I was little, and then the Pastrana signed poster to me was right up above my bed too. That was actually pretty cool. Pretty cool. We got some skate. We got just in case you got a blade. You never know when you got to break the blades out. Then we got it. Apparently he gave up on the collection, but he was in chronological order. So we had the Moose number 30. That was Arena Cross days. Then that brought me to Olin's Yamaha team. We're at 330 in the Acherbys gear. No offense, Acherbys, if that's how you even say it. Ugliest gear of all time. Then 93, so I earned my first national number 93 in 2012. Rode for Olin's KTM. That was basically like a factory supported team. And I remember we were like flying private jets and everything that year. I was very stupid, didn't know what was going on. But also I was just telling Grant, like, I think I was 17 years old. I was like an 11th place guy in Supercross in my second ever year in Supercross. And the team made me feel like it was a complete failure. So therefore I thought it was a failure. And it's interesting how that year shaped the entire rest of my career for probably the negative. But now looking at it full 360, I'm happy that happened because it led me the path of the Moto Academy. But that year should have been a great building year. I went from rookie year in Supercross. I showed up 2011 with a stock Honda 250, made my first main event ever at the first ever Supercross, and I'd never been to a Supercross ever to even watch. Qualified 16th, made the main straight out of the heat, made a whole bunch of mains that year, but I was like a 14th to 18th place guy. And then the next year I get that KTM ride, and all of a sudden I'm knocking on the door of top 10s but can't quite get there. I was qualifying right around top 10. But like I said, it was just like there was so much pressure, I think, from sponsors on the team, and then therefore that would get passed on to the rider. It was just too much pressure for a 17-year-old to handle. So like I just thought I was failing. When really, in hindsight, it's amazing because that should have been looked at as a compounding, a building year. Same thing with 13. So that brought me then into 2013. I got essentially let go from the KTM team in outdoors because I wasn't doing good enough. I remember a moto before I went out, it was like Hangtown. And at least how I recall it, a conversation was, hey, if you don't break top 20, like you're done. So that's the type of conversations that were going on before I go out. Good conversations to have. So then that brought me to the next year, number 73 on a Cowie. Got my own bikes from Pilgrim Power Sports, and they supported me that year. And then I just drove the litter box to all the races with my friend Connor and trained at Club MX. And I was pretty fast that year. I got a 4th in Supercross. I got a 6th, 8th, 7th, I think. I think I got 10th in points. An amazing building year. But again, I didn't look at it that way. It was like everything back then would always just happen. It felt like a sprint, and it felt like at any second it was all going to be taken away from me. I didn't understand the concept of like momentum or building and learning. I just didn't get it. That was also 2013. That was my last year, and that was actually my last race outdoors. And the cool last Southwick 2013, that was when they announced that Southwick was going to be no longer. So that's actually a cool jersey. And that year at Southwick was also John Dowd's last Southwick National. And I battled with him and Chad Reed the whole moto. And I think I battled Dowd both motos. But one moto I specifically remember was me, Reed, and Dowd battled the whole time. And I think I ended up beating both of them. And I think I was like 16th or something. It was quite good. Following year, 57, rode for Factory Metalworks Honda, trained at Club. That was a kind of a Club MX owned team where they were a sponsor of it. Still idiot kid, had no idea what was going on, was very fast that year. I got a top 5, which very well could have been a podium. A handful of top 10s that year. Still had no freaking idea what was going on. Next year, number 64 in the Suzuki. That was the first mistake. Sorry, driver Jamie. Shout out. That bike was horrible. The bike was so bad that year. But I did my first year of 450 Supercross. Played around at a couple rounds. Made my first ever 450 Supercross main event at the first ever one I did, I think, in Phoenix. I won the LCQ. Beat Brett Metcalf, which I thought was cool. Then the next year, 86. That was on a Cowie 450. Allie lived with her parents. We had basically just started dating. And I convinced her to move out of her parents' house and to go to a random apartment in Savannah, Georgia with me because I had an opportunity to manage a facility. So I thought it was my big break. Thought it was all going to work out. Turned out facility failed. And it was just Savannah, we hated it. It was not an easy time. But I rode with all my students that were at that facility that year. The track was horrendous, but the dirt was good, and I was in really good shape. So that year in Supercross, I was fast. I made all the main events in 450, got some top 15s, but then ended up tearing my ACL. And so now we're living in Savannah at a failing facility. Now I have a torn ACL. That was a probably not so great time. The following year, 95, man, they just keep on going. So 95, that was the last year that I had a 2-digit number, I think. And I can't remember what year that would have been. 17 probably. Rode for Slaterskins Yamaha on West Coast, which was you remember the bikes that had the horrible looking freaking number plates that were and then the whole side of the bike was a number plate essentially. I had that. So that was cool.
I don't remember that. I remember the bike, but I don't remember you being on the team. That's funny.
Yeah, 250 West Coast. I qualified second at one of the rounds. I was pole position. I was qualified first, and then Justin Hill beat my time on the last lap in the last session. But I qualified second. I was fast that year too, but I just was so unprepared and I was so out of shape. Then it went way downhill after that. Actually, matter of fact, that was kind of the horrible year at the facility. And that next transitioning year, when I tore my ACL, is when I created the concept of AJ Catanzaro Moto X Academy. I built the website myself. That's when the whole thing came together. And by came together, I mean it was more so just the idea sprouted. But so thankfully that was the trajectory, but kind of always interesting to look up and see that. Now I pray that I don't get a 2-digit number because 330 is my brand. And this year I did pretty well in Supercross, scored 20 plus points. I'm don't. Everybody else got to score more points because I cannot get a 2-digit number. That would suck. All right, final wall. Let's see what we got. So crazy glare, but that's the Pastrana poster I was talking about. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I don't remember much from when I was little, but I remember that coming in the mail and being are you kidding me? I could not believe, look at how cool that poster is.
That's sick.
I should get that framed, properly framed.
Yeah.
And then over here we got Miss Arena Cross, I guess. Michelle. Nice. Good for you, Michelle. To Tony and AJ and Mike. Love Michelle. Shout out.
Cool.
Shout out, Michelle. Straight Rhythm poster. Pretty cool.
That's sick.
Yeah, basically anything that I have, I don't keep anything. If you're inside the Moto Academy, you know that because I give everything away. if there's things that I think are important to keep, I give to my uncle. They end up in this shop eventually, which is nice because otherwise I wouldn't have anything at all. All right. So there's stuff everywhere. Oh, we got an NESX. What is that? New England Supercross? Oh, that was Moto Town.
Oh.
Do you remember Moto Town?
Yeah, I do.
So shout out Moto Town. We got the #1 plate from there. Of course. I was unbeatable at Moto Town. Kidding me? Anything else cool? Lake Whitney Championship. That was Lake Whitney used to be a spring national. They would have like Lake Whitney. Do you remember the other ones?
No, I don't.
Oak Hill.
No. Oh, yeah.
Oak Hill was another one. And I don't remember winning a championship, but apparently in 2009 I did. That's cool. In the newspaper in Australia. With Jimmy Ellis. Shout out Jimmy Ellis if you know who that is. I think he's from East Hampton, Connecticut. He won the first ever Supercross championship. Like the first year they did Supercross, he won. And he's from East Hampton, which is the next town over. And now he lives in Australia, which is random. So I remember he called me one morning at like 4 a.m. and for some reason I answered. And he had the time zones all messed up. And he's got an Australian accent now. And he goes, AJ, you want to come to Australia? Like next week? And I'm like 17 years old at the time. I'm like, sure. Okay, let's do it. And that was an awesome trip. I stayed for 3 weeks, I think. Had a birthday while I was there. Yeah, it was super cool. Super cool. I'm sure there's a million other things in here, but for now, that's what I found. The official shop tour. Hope you guys enjoyed it. All right, guys. Subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. See you next video. Toodaloo.